Hey there, Cavalier fans. Welcome to this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Cantero. Joining me today is the sophomore catcher for the Cavalier softball team, Emily Garcia. Thank you for joining me today, Emily. Now, Emily, last season, as a freshman, you led the team with 47 hits and 108 at-bats. How did you get so good at hitting off college pitchers right out of high school?
Well, I went and hit extra a lot just because I wanted to get used to it, but at that time I just thought, at first I struggled a little bit, but then I thought, I've been doing this my whole life. It's really no different.
That's great. You should give me some tips because I'm not very good at hitting myself. Now, catcher is arguably the most difficult position in softball. What is your approach when it comes to signaling for the next pitch, keeping your eyes on the base runners, and making sure that no pitch gets by you?
Well, as for signaling, my coach, she has like signs that she gives me. She sits on a bucket in the dugout, and we have an indicator, and after the indicator, I see the numbers, give it to the pitcher. And for keeping my eye on runners, I kind of pick them off if they get too far off, kind of scare them, and so they don't know not to steal on me. And for pass balls or anything like that, I have high expectations set for myself. I don't let anything get past me. If I do, then it's already lower than my expectations, and so I kind of prepare myself if I know a ball's gonna be on the ground or up in the air. Like if I call a drop ball, then I prepare myself to block.
Yeah, well, catchers really do have to be that brick wall right behind there and make sure nothing gets by. Now, think back to your recruitment process back in high school. What ultimately led you to choose JCCC above the other schools that were going after you?
Well, I heard they had a really good softball program, and I mean, like most athletes, I like to win. So I thought the softball program was good, and also with many 4 years, underclassmen don't start much, and so I'd like to get more experience with college first before I went to a 4-year.
Now, to start off any season, it takes a lot of preparation. When did preparation for this season begin?
Right after fall season.
Right after fall season. What did you guys do?
We had winter individuals, as we call it, and so every Tuesday and Friday, we would show up at 6 o'clock for running, conditioning, and weights. Okay. And then we'd have individuals, and what she would do was split us up into our positions. So I had my individuals, I was a catcher, and so we'd be in catching group, and then there'd be like innies, so like the middle groups, and then third and first would have their own individual practice time. And so we got a lot of one-on-one work with the coach.
All right, now the 2014 season started not too long ago. How's the team doing so far? What's the record? Is there anything that needs to be improved on?
Well, our record right now is 12-1, so I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah, and as for what improvements, our defense needs just to produce more outs and less errors and attack early when it comes to offense, kind of, because we have a problem with scoring first, but we always come back and win, so that's a good thing.
All right, now as an individual, what are your goals for the rest of the season, and what are the team's goals?
Well, my goal is to just do my best, and I guess I set my expectations high, so obviously I don't want any pass balls or errors as a catcher. And then hitting, I just want to get on base and score for my team. And as a team, we want to win nationals.
Now, softball is not only a tough physical sport, but it's also a tough mental sport, as you know. How does the team keep themselves pumped up and motivated during the game?
Well, we cheer. Most people say they can hear us all the way from the school because we're being so loud. And like if a teammate's down, we always make sure to pick her up, and we keep our heads in the game.
That's great. Now, I want to know, how much does the weather affect the team's performances? What are the challenges when playing in the cold early in the season compared to the hot sun later on in the season?
Well, actually on Monday we played Coffeyville and it was snowing. Okay. And so that was fun, but I mean, our coach teaches us to control the controllables. And so we don't focus on what we can't control, we just focus on what we can. So we tried to hit, and like our pitcher tried to produce outs, but it's hard to pitch with the mud and the snow. And so she also prepares us, so we knew that we were gonna be playing outside in the cold, and so we practiced outside in the cold. Okay,
wow, that's perfect. Great, great motivation to get going.
Yeah.
Now, you're in your sophomore season, which means this is your last season for JCCC. What are your plans for the rest of your college career?
Well, I've had a few offers, but I'm still keeping my options open and just looking for the right place still. So I haven't committed anywhere yet, but I know that I want to keep playing. So.
Now, what event or memory will you keep with you the most from now on, with your teammates, with your coaches, while wearing the Cavalier uniform?
I'll definitely remember all the bus rides to and from games, going to restaurants and eating with the team, and like the hotels, and I'd say it was all a lot of fun.
Sounds great. Well, great luck to you and to the rest of the team for the rest of the season. Hope that you go all the way. Well, thank you for joining me today, Emily. And that's all for this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm Cantero. We'll see you next time, Cavs.